This here is a huge nuisance, a huge problem that we have in our fields. This stuff is, I don't even know what it's called, but it's considered a weed out here that when I look at it, I'm like, I don't know. I don't really appreciate it. I don't really like it. But I've come to realize things that I don't appreciate, that I don't really like, someone else doesn't have somewhere. And they're living on something that is completely different than what I'm living on. And it really puts a lot of me to think, why is it that we, and if you live in the United States of America, this is something that I don't know, but to me, living in the United States of America is like, it's like you won the lottery ticket draw. Because even being homeless here, you've had the opportunity to be able to be a part of something that is just absolutely fantastic, that is absolutely amazing, that is just so wonderful that you can't even put it into words what our opportunities are to be able to have and be able to be about, to be able to do. My name is Mark Anthony Dubose Jr., and I was born July 4th of 1986. Today I want to talk about a concept of making sure that you're just grateful for being and having and being able to do what it is that you're able to do, because there's always 100% of the time going to be someone somewhere that's doing something that is far beneath and far below and far away from what it is that you're able to do. Hey Oreo. And something in me just has really gotten to me. Let's get down. Because I've been doing a lot of talking with a lot of people on a simple topic and a simple conversation of what it was like in other places. And other places that I've been to and other places that I've had the, I can say luxury, where some other people don't have the luxury to go some places that the military brought me to some very interesting places that I wouldn't want to live there and I wouldn't want to be there, but I saw people living and being there and just surviving and thriving and doing what it is that they're doing. That they live in something that I'm going to say we don't live on the same world when I look at what it is that some people are a part of. That when I really start to just focus on other stuff on even like the Instagram, some people that say some things and do some stuff that interact with me a little bit on there, that I look at where you're at, what you're doing, and I'm like, we don't live on the same world. Because what I see on a day-to-day, for instance, just looking at this field back here, looking at everything here, you've never even seen this. And depending on your age, you've never even been around it. You're living in a place that all you have is dirt. All you have are rocks. You don't even know what grass is. You don't know what these weeds are that we call a nuisance here, that we want to get rid of, that you wish you could even just have that. Because this is food for a goat, food for some sheep, food for a cow. This is food for something that you can't even have, can't even raise, can't even be around, because you don't even have it to be able to take care of it. Hey, May, let's get down. And it's something for me to just really put a lot of thought in me, just thinking about being, especially when I was in the Afghanistan, of seeing where it is that I was at and seeing the people that were around and seeing how they were living and seeing what was going on with them and seeing them on a day-to-day of just realizing, like, they don't put this stuff on TV, people. You don't get to see this, especially here where we are. We don't see how these people are actually living. We don't see what's going on there. We don't see what's going on in these countries where things aren't quite up to, say, par of what it is that we think is acceptable living standards here in America. That I'm telling you, even if you live in a homeless community, here you are living in absolute luxury. And for me, it just gets me to just know to be super grateful for what it is that I have, and being super grateful for what it is that I'm able to do. Super grateful for the places that I'm able to go that are free. They're absolutely free. Like today, going to a place that I went to, like, I don't know what it is today that was going on, but I just kept seeing person after person that I just know. Like female after female, I'm just like, why are all y'all here today? Like, what's going on today? And I wouldn't even expect to see you here, but you're here. And it just put a lot in me to just know that going to some free places and being around some people, being able to do some free activities is something that someone else on the other side of the world, that I'm going to say, we're not even in the same world compared to what I see, what you're doing, compared to what I see that I'm around, that we have an absolute luxury. We live in absolute luxury. And for me to ever stand here and say to you that I'm struggling, I'm hurting, and I don't know, and I can't stand myself, and I hate myself, and things aren't going the way I wanted to go, is almost like a slap in the face to someone else who can just look at what I get to do for free and just say, dude, you don't know what you're doing. So for me, it really humbles me. And it really makes me be super grateful for what it is that I do have, knowing that what I do have is an absolute blessing of an opportunity to make sure that I can figure out how to do something to make sure that if you're not in the same blessed opportunity as me, that I want to be able to do something to make sure that you're in that same blessed way of being and living. Not that I can be a one to be able to change the whole world and save the world, because that's not my goal, that's not my mission, that's not what I'm to do by myself and on my own. That's something that, as a collective group, as a collective organization, as the collective understanding of having the same belief system is able to get together collectively as a whole entire unit to be able to, Oreo, to be able to make sure that we are, get down, to make sure that we are able to get together to be able to have all living in such luxuries, living in such awesomeness and greatness. But if we're all divided, if we're all, I'm over here and I'm over here and I'm over there and I don't like you and I don't like you, then in reality, yeah, we're never going to be able to get there. And that's something for me that I just know is a very interesting thing of learning more about who I am and learning more about what's going on out here and learning more about life and learning more about the purpose of life and learning more about why should I do anything at all? Why should I even attempt to stand up and speak? Why should I even eat? Why should I do anything? Why should anything happen? That it's something that I know God needs, and God has put me in a position, in a place to be able to be and have the resources to be able to do something for somebody else, for the next, to be able to help out. And it's not for me to just have and be and gain for myself, but it's for me to be able to help someone else out that's struggling, that's hurting, that's never even seen anything like where it is that I live. That sometimes when I post pictures on certain things and I have little videos, that I just have to take a step back at everything that I do today and look at it and just say, like, wow, that is absolutely spectacular. Like what it is that I'm able to do and how I'm able to do some things that for some people, especially people here, like what I do is a lot of work to you. You're like, I would never go for no 8-mile walk. Like that's just outrageous. That's just too much. But there's someone somewhere else that doesn't even have the opportunity to be able to do that. And that's a whole different level of living that I don't even know what that must be like. I don't even know what that must feel like. I don't even know where your mindset is right now. And that's something for me that I really want to learn more about that and learn more about your mindset, because I don't know what it is that some videos and changes of things have been coming to me that really gets me thinking a lot about what it is that I do, that what I see, what it is that someone else is doing. That I'm starting to notice things come to me that are just more honest, that are more real, that's more truth, that's just more reality of what's actually going on. That you're not up here just lying about certain things. You're not being limited on, I'm not going to say this part because it may expose who I am and what my thoughts and what everything about me truly is. That you're just out, you're just saying it, you're just being about it, you're just doing it, you're just up front, just things aren't right and this is what's going on about it. You're not lying. You're not trying to manipulate. You're not trying to take something from somebody. You're just trying to share what's going on with you to be able to help out the next person. And that's something that I definitely 100% want to always continue to be and continue to keep on pushing forward and continue to try to get more and more people to do that, to just share more of your life, of what's actually going on. Share more of the struggles that are going on around you. Share more of everything that is great, but that is not so great, and share more about what it is that you want to be able to do and want to be able to experience and want to be able to have. That a lot of us are just copying what everyone else is doing as opposed to just doing something that is unique to us to just show the realness of who we are. That for me, I don't know what it is. I don't know why it's like this, but in most cases, the stuff that I research and I look at, the most stuff that gets more and more recognition, it's like lies. And I guess I get that in a way because we wish we could have that. But at the same time, that's fake. You can't have something that's not real. If they're living a fake life, if they're representing something that's not true, that's not real, you're never going to have that. So why would you even try to focus and study and be all about that? Because you're never going to get there. That's never going to be an option for you. As opposed to watching something that's real. Watching something that is just not always just so perfect all the time and just always happy and always smiling, everything always goes their way, but watching the realness of the struggle, where they started and where they're going and where they're constantly going, and the hiccups that are going on and everything that's getting challenged with them, the realness of what you can expect or what's really going to happen to you. Because the more that you just keep studying and following and worshiping, in reality, a lot of people that are just all about fakeness and showing a TV show to you, the more that you're not actually going to get up and do what you need to do. That the more you're just going to keep on watching what other people are doing as opposed to just getting it done and doing something for yourself to figure out what it is and what it takes and what is actually going to come from it. That a lot of times when we get into some tasks, we quit because we're just like, well, it didn't work out the way it worked for them. But then you come to realize that was a show on some national television that of course it's going to work. Of course they're going to show it be all good. Of course they're going to say this technique works and this is always going to be good because it's set up to be that way. They already have the finish made. They already have the everything concluded with it. So they know how it's going to happen. They know it's going to go down. That's for me to really think a lot about the concept of the Bible, because it's written in a way of knowing how it started and also knowing how it finishes. So if you know how it finishes, why wouldn't you like try to think a little bit more about trying to research and study that to figure out what's going to go down and what's going on, and learning and getting good understanding of getting a good understanding of knowing why things are happening the way that they're happening, and why things seem to be the way that they are, and why certain people act this way and certain stuff acts that way, and certain situations come upon to me this way, and it's like a beginning and the end to be able to give you a good understanding of knowing what things are and how things are going to be, as opposed to trying to listen to what somebody has to say and then trying to emulate that and trying to force that and try to put that into you, and then come to realize in the end that actually wasn't real. That was all fake stuff. That just wasn't anything that I should have paid attention to, because it led me to absolute nothingness. And that's something for me to just say. Someone would say to me, Mark, I challenge you in that Bible. It could be fake. It could not be real. It could lead you to emptiness and nothingness and whatever. But in reality, when it comes down to really just paying and focusing a real good attention to it, it's not setting you up to be destructive. It's not setting you up to try to just feel good for 5 minutes. It's not setting you up for a manipulation and lying. It's setting you up for a way to just have peace and have calm and have some relaxation and have some your own self-dignity, some self-worth, some self-control, and have a good self-image, and being able to understand yourself. Where a lot of times, a lot of us run into situations where we don't know who the heck we are. We don't know what's going on. We don't know what we represent. We don't know how to get anything done. That the Bible does set you up to be able to make sure that stuff like that can start happening to you. The more that you start praying, the more that things are going to start coming to you, to be able to just like upgrade things that are going on in your life, and be able to bring stuff to you that you just couldn't get by yourself. I'm just telling you that. And a lot of times we don't think that it's a God that could possibly have done something for us, because, oh, see, that came from that person, so that's why that happened. But if you weren't sitting praying about it, it wouldn't have came to you. It wouldn't have happened. And today it's an interesting situation, because in reality, I just see it as it's a fast track way of God being able to work today with the way that we are able to communicate with social media. That you could be on the other side of the world, and I'm telling you, it's like we're not in the same world with some stuff that I see in other places that other people do, that we're able to communicate as if we're sitting side by side. We could literally get on a phone and look at each other like we're just here, we're all in it together. And it's a way for more and more people to start to be able to get together, to start to actually do something and make something happen, as opposed to just being somewhere where no one knows and no one's able to ever communicate with each other. That's something that I think is just super powerful, because it's able and it's allowed to be able to get God's message, to be able to push more and more and further and faster and faster. The main thing about it is, I'm going to say, it's faster. Being able to get it to go so much faster, so much just crazy fast, that I could say something and put something out there, and so many people are able to see it just in a matter of an instant. That couldn't have happened 50 years ago, and 100 years ago, definitely not. Like we barely. I don't even know if we had phones or not then, that long ago. But it's a whole difference of a world that we live in today, that things are able to get faster and fast tracked, and able to get the message pushed to more and more people. That I'm telling you. If you're hurting and you're not sure, and if you're feeling like you got people that are just constantly giving you pushback, and you don't know how to say no, and you don't know how to get stuff done, you really need to start to ask and pray a little bit to understand who God is, and who God in the Bible is. That there's a lot of gods and a lot of different things and a lot of different stuff, but there's something that just happens when you just constantly go back to the one book of the Bible, when you just constantly just keep going back to it over and over again, and reading and understanding it, and just getting more information about what's going on with it, that things start to just differently magically happen in your life. And that's just the experience that I have noticed myself. With the more that I put more and more faith in it and believe it, the more that things just happen for me. That I don't have to try so hard. I don't have to worry so much. I don't have to put so much out there to try to just exert, aha, I'm here, everyone listen to me, everyone sees me, you see me, I'm here. I don't have to do any of that. I just have to do what it is that I need to do, and focus on and make happen what it is I need to focus on, that in reality what God needs from me. That for me, it is in a way to be able to communicate and say something to somebody somewhere that has never heard it, to be able to hear it, to be able to accept it, reject it, or move on, and be able to have the good understanding. Because in reality, when I go back to talking about the whole beginning and the end, the end in reality happens, and it starts when everybody has been able to hear it. And today we live in a time that it's so easy for anybody and everybody to be able to hear it. That we got to make sure that we put it out and get it so that more and more people can hear it. And once more and more people hear it, then you get the choice. You get a choice of seeing what it is for you and seeing how it's going to work for you. And then at the same time, it's something for someone like me and others that I would say that are like me, are living a certain type of life that you say, I kind of am interested in that. Let me check that out. You're not out here destroying. You're not out here living in destruction. You're not out here in chaos. You're not out here and just doing these crazy stuff. You're out here living in faith, realizing that your needs are taken care of because you're starting to take care of God's needs. And you're gonna have no other choice but something inside of you say, I kind of want to do that. I want to check that out. And that's for more and more people to stand up and start being about that, start representing that, and start being true about that, and start just dedicating their life to knowing that you got to be a good representation of something for anybody to even want to consider to be around. And I hope that I can be able to gain the skills and gain the understanding and gain the patience and the wisdom to be able to be such a person, to be able to do that. So that you can say to yourself, like, my life isn't what I want. And I want to be able to say to you, it's never going to be perfect. And it's definitely not going to be some fairy tale that you saw on some TV show or some movie. But I want to tell you about some struggles that you're going to have and some things that you need to work on and some stuff to be able to get past so that you could do something and be something and have something, so that you don't have to worry so much about what it is that you got to do to be able to just survive and just stay alive. That a lot of times, I mean, I almost see it as majority of this world in reality. Majority of the people on this planet are living in survival mode. And for some reason, they're trying to get everyone, even in this country of America, to be in that same state of you just have enough to just make it, and you don't quite have enough to make it, that you're always just right there. And when you're living in survival mode, you're not able to create. You're not able to do anything. You're not able to get stuff done. You're just stuck. You're at a standstill of just trying to be able to make it one day. And we got to get past that. We got to get forward, knowing that today is good to go. I'm good. I'm good today. And tomorrow, let's see what happens. But today, I'm good. And it's going to start to relax you and calm you down to be able to bring the goodness and the greatness to come to you. And with that, man, I just want to say thank you. God, I want to say thank you for an absolutely amazing day, to be able to allow me to do something today that I haven't done in a long time. And it's really been able to upgrade my life. That sometimes I need to take a little bit more care of my body, and today is just let me know doing such a thing is able to bring more energy out of me to be able to get some stuff done and be able to do some things. And being able to have the opportunity to be able to have conversations with people today that really put a lot of thought in me to really just change a little bit about my disgust, I guess I can say, with what it is that I have and where it is that I'm at, that I can just let it all go, knowing and remembering, going and being in places and talking to people, and then also now just being able to see videos and pictures of people in certain places that just really put a lot of thought in me of like, I'm not struggling. I'm not struggling at all. I'm not hurting at all. I'm not damaged at all. I'm good to go. And I'm good to go with what someone in this country would say, you don't have nothing. You have way more than what majority of the world has that's living on this planet. And that's something that just really put a lot of me today to just slow me down a whole lot. Just let me know that there's some people that I need to help, and I'm good to go today, and I know that I'm going to be good to go. And tomorrow I'll see what happens, and I know that you got my back in reality to make sure that tomorrow's going to be all right, and tomorrow's going to be better than today. And I'm just so thankful to be able to have that. I'm so thankful to be able to have the opportunity to be able to do something that I know some people want to be able to do. They want to be able to have that. Again, being here in the United States of America, doing farming work and raising your own animals and consuming your own food and doing all that is not really look all that great. It's like, I would never want to do no work like that. That's work, you know, that's how we look at it. But there's majority of this world that wish they can have just a fraction of what I have. And in reality, I want to be able to give that to you one day and be able to make it in a way that I can be able to not just give you stuff, but be able to figure out how that we can consistently keep doing and growing and having stuff and changing up the systems of where we are and what we're doing and everything that's going on, so that like-minded people can get together to start creating, instead of just sitting around in survival. Start creating something new and making new stuff and getting new things done. And that's something for me that's just, I just know it's so powerful. And I want more and more people to just know that it's a blessing to just be alive and just to be here and just to be able to have the chance. And regardless of where you are and what you're doing and what you're all about, there's something in me that just says like, we're good. And once we realize that we're good, we're going to be able to move on to that next stage, being able to get something done. Thank you.